Good morning, students. Again, I welcome you for continuation of a study of fossil groups. Let's have recap what we have studied in the last lecture. In last lecture, we have studied mainly the group Sphenopsida, in which focused on Rhynia, and second group, that is the Lyginopteris, in which we have studied the Lepidodendron. Today we continue our journey toward the remaining three groups, that are Sphenopsida, in which we are going to concentrate on Calamites, Pteridosperms, in which Lyginopteris, and Pentoxylae with its stem genus Pentoxylon and leaf genus Nipaniophyllum. Then the group third from the fossil order is Sphenopsida, in which the order Calamitales exist with most of the extinct plant of tree habit, and plant body is with underground rhizome and aerial stem. This stem is with nodes as well as the internodes. From rhizome at node, adventitious roots are produced from lower side, while aerial stem produced from the upper side, and this stem along with nodes having ridges and furrows, and the leaves and branches are alternate with these nodal regions. Leaves fuse together at the base and they form a sheath around the node, whereas when spores are observed, they are with the elaters. This is the external morphology of the genus Calamites from the order Calamitales. So this is a stem genus of Paleozoic era. You can observe its habit, and they resembles with today's Araucaria, that is Christmas tree. They were the large and highly branched trees up to diameter of the stem 40 cm and height of 20 to 30 cm. This plant body is with this rhizome, then root, rhizome it is with the roots, and this is the aerial stem. This rhizome, which is underground, horizontal with the nodes and internodes. You can observe here these internodes as well as the nodal region on the underground rhizome. And from this adventitious roots, you can also observe this over here from the nodes and rhizome of the stem, and the aerial stem arising from the node of rhizome, ridges and furrows present on stem and the rhizome. Here you can observe this type of scaly leaves, and height is up to 20 to 30 centimeters. So this is about the external morphology of Calamites. Then we go toward the internal structure of this stem of Calamites. So this stem, when we go in detail of its transverse section, it shows a thin peridium layer at the outermost layer. So you can observe this outermost periderm, and there is a cortical zone beneath the periderm. This cortex is divided into outer thick and inner thin walled zone. So you can observe this large cortical part that is again differentiated into outer and inner cortical regions. At the innermost zone, there is a delicate pith. You can observe this pith region, and this is broken down in mature stem to form a pith cavity. The protoxylem strands disintegrated and they forms the carinal canal over here. So you can observe these small gaps or openings, and these are nothing but the carinal canals. There is a massive secondary xylem tissue which lies in between the cortex and primary vascular strand without annular rings. So this is about the transverse section as well as the internal structure of stem of Calamites. Moving to this diagram, here a large or magnified view is shown where the carinal canals, these are here very small, but you can observe the large size carinal canals are found, and the metaxylem as well as the pith region and the large cortical region. Okay, moving to ahead, the fourth group, here by mistake it is 3, it is a fourth group, that is a Pteridosperms. Pteridosperms are seed bearing pteridophyte like ferns, in which we are going to focus on Lyginopteris oldhamia. Here the diagram is given to you, in which you can observe the stem is slender with covered large scaly leaves were there, and these are the pollen bearing organs you can observe. This was previously known as a Calamitales and found abundantly in coal wall horizon of Lancashire as well as the Yorkshire. Then for the internal structure of Lyginopteris stem, it is with ectophilic siphonostele with large pith. You can observe here this large pith region, and there are number of primary mesarch bundles. But older plant shows normal secondary growth, and sometimes they shows abnormal type of a secondary growth. Here in this TS you can observe that outer layer is not uniform, it is somewhat wavy. Okay, so you can observe this type of abnormal secondary growth over there, and this abnormality is in two forms. An inner ring of secondary phloem developed, as well as cambium appeared in strips found separately in vascular bundle, and that gives rise to a polystellic appearance. In transverse section also that shows the leaf traces of stem of Lyginopteris. And last but not the least, fifth group is Pentoxylae. Pento means 5, and the name is given because of the 5 rings. Let's have a look on salient features of order Pentoxylae. These are again extinct Mesozoic plant and dominant in Jurassic period. Might be shrub or small trees, along with long and short shoot. On short shoot, they show spirally arranged leaves and terminally located reproductive organs. Leaves thick, lanceolate, along with leaf traces and with open venation. Stem were polystylic in condition, and wood is pycnoxylic, and it resembles to the Araucaria. Sessile ovules are present when reproductive structures were observed carefully, and female reproductive organs, they were like stalked mulberry, in which 20 sessile seeds attached to central receptacle. When male reproductive organs were studied, they are forming a wall of branched microsporangiophytes spores and they fuse to form a disc-like structure. Here this whole diagram gives you about the how the Pentoxylon specific with different reproductive as well as the vegetative parts. So this Pentoxylon, as I have told you, presence of 5 steels in cross section of the stem. You can observe here the 5 steels in the cross section of a stem, and this is the main reason for giving the name Pentoxylon to the genus. This is the reconstructed fossil form, where from this order leaves are studied under the name Nipaniophyllum, phylum that is the leaf, then stem under the Pentoxylon or Nipaniophyllum. That Nipaniophyllum again because that fossil was observed in Nipania district. Then seed bearing organs are studied by the name cornucoids, and the pollen bearing organs are studied under the name Sahania. So this is the Sahania, and you can observe the 5 steels here. This in this diagram also you can observe the 5 steels. That's why the name is Pentoxylon. In detail, when we go for the TS of Pentoxylon stem, there are the 2 rings of steels. An inner ring is with 5 to 6 larger steels, in which there is a conspicuous endocentric secondary wood. What is endocentric then? A greater part of wood is formed towards the pith. You can observe here it is towards the pith region. That's why this is named endocentric secondary wood. And inner rings of larger steels, there is one outer ring of smaller steels, and unitely they form the secondary wood. And distinct growth rings, you can observe, this is not that much clear, but you can observe these layers, and these are nothing but the growth rings in each larger steel. That was all about the stem genus of Pentoxylon. Then leaves are studied under the name Nipaniophyllum. Here though you can observe the leaves of this Nipaniophyllum, and they are described under the name Nipaniophyllum royi and attached with the Pentoxylon. Keep in mind that Pentoxylon, it is a stem genus. Okay, this is the stem genus, and Nipaniophyllum, it is a leaf genus. And they were originally described under the Lyginopteris. The leaves were present on short lateral shoot, and each leaf is with a simple leaf petiolate, strap shaped, and possessed a well developed midrib. You can observe this well developed midrib, and also here you can observe the parallel venation over there. But branching has not been observed in lateral veins. So this is the reconstruction of stem and leaves. Stem, that is Pentoxylon, and leaf, that is the Nipaniophyllum, that is constructed by Birbal Sahani. So this is all about, I wanted to discuss with you the remaining fossil orders, in which we have studied the Calamites. Then from the Pentoxylon we have studied the Nipaniophyllum and the Pentoxylon, respectively the leaf genus and the stem genus, as well as the Pteridosperms. In next lecture we go for the study of gymnosperms, in which the living part or living gymnosperms like Pinus and Nitum we are going to study in detail. Thank you.